Okay, one of the first things you want to do as you get started with kvCORE is to get your profile fully configured as well as your email signature. Now, both the profile and the email signature can be accessed by clicking on your name at the top right of the kvCORE dashboard. So I'll click on the drop down there, and you'll notice that the third or fourth option down says My Profile right here. So you'll click on that. You'll come to a page that looks like this. Now let's just walk through the different options here and talk about some best practices. First off, of course, you are going to want to upload a photo of yourself. So you just click on the box here and you can upload your picture. Next, you'll put your name in the boxes here. If you'd like to use a title, you can add that. Very important, do make sure that you add your agent MLS ID. This allows the system to connect to your MLS and pull in any listings you have. You can also add your NERDS ID, your National NERDS ID right there. Next, let's scroll down to the contact info section. Pretty self-explanatory. Just kind of go through here. You can decide whether you want to show your cell phone, your work phone, your direct line on the site by checking these checkboxes off right here. Get your email in the system, and you can also set a separate from email. Don't overthink this. You can use the same email for both options, and if you want to, you can check off this box. It says use email from for notifications. What this will simply do is that when you are notified about things from the system, it'll come from your email instead of from a generic email that belongs to Inside Real Estate. Now, your website, you're going to put that right here. Your main kvCORE website can be found again by clicking on your name up at the top right. So if we click on that, you'll notice now it's the third one down. You can see your website URL. You can paste that down here in this box. You can put a personal website in. So if you have a blog or another website you use, you're free to put that URL here. And next, you'll see this section for lender. Now, if you have a preferred lender that you work with and that lender has been added to the system by your admin, you'll be able to select them from the drop down here and choose to show them on your site under the Finance tab on your agent subdomain. Now, if you don't have anybody here and you'd like to have them added, just talk to your admin and your admin can get a lender added and available for you to add to the system right here. Next, you can choose any designations that you have. These will display as part of your profile. And then if we scroll up to the top right of this section, you'll notice that you can add any of your social media profiles right here, as well as any positions in spoken languages. So take the time to fill those out today. Any that you have available, definitely get those added. And if you don't have, say, a LinkedIn account or a YouTube URL, don't worry for now. Just keep in mind you can go back later and add those. Now let's scroll down to the About Me section. This is where you can put a blurb about yourself and do some other things to let people get to know you. The About Me section will show in various places around kvCORE, notably at the bottom of blog posts, for example. So here in my example, I just kind of did a little personal stuff, a little bit about how long I've been in the business, a little bit about the family. People get a glimpse into who I am. I suggest you do something like that, something similar. And then you can see here, you can actually drop emoticons in if you want to kind of have a little fun with the profile. You are able to do that. And you'll see here, this is a little bit more advanced, but I just want you to put this in the back of your head that you can leverage this real estate, so to speak, this About profile to put in links to various things. So I put a link to a kvCORE landing page that functions sort of as my core lead generation magnet. So if you have a page and you've bought a custom URL for it, you could mention that here. You could also put a text code in here, and you can also see here where I'm linking to a recent video. Now, all those things I just said, don't worry about them right now. If you're wondering and scratching your head, what do you mean by landing page? You're going to understand that a little better as you move through more of the trainings with kvCORE and you encounter that stuff in the lead engine section. Just put that in the back of your head that you can kind of spice up your About Me and use it for lead generation down the road if you want to. Same also goes for the signature section, which we'll scroll down to here. You're going to want to put your signature as you'd like it to appear, so your name. You'll see here that I've linked to Facebook and LinkedIn. You can do that by clicking the little chain up at the top right of this section. You can put the URL to your profile in there. I've also, again, done some of that lead generation stuff where I'm doing links to see current deals links or a free report for a house value here. You can kind of use that real estate again in your signature to do some of the things I was talking about in the About profile. So that's that. A little bonus tip you see here, we're actually also linking to our lenders page. So if you do end up co-marketing or cooperating with a lender on the system, then you might want to plug them in your signature. Just another idea. Next, you'll see this option right here. It says include signature on all outgoing email. My navigation's getting in the way here. But what this means is that by default, anytime a smart campaign goes out or other system communications, it'll just drop your signature in. And I personally like this option. I recommend you just leave that on so that you don't have to remember to put your signature every time you're sending a smart campaign email or creating a new template. But it's totally up to you what you want to do there. You can toggle that off and on whenever you want. You also have a section here for your credentials, background, education, experience, achievements, and community involvement. Feel free to fill those out if you have the time today. So that's it. Do make sure you get your profile and your email signature filled out today. If you have any questions at all, as always, definitely do use the chat option at the bottom right of your kvCORE dashboard.